Good morning.
Welcome back, loners. Thank you guys for tuning into another video here. We appreciate y'all, and we appreciate all of you guys who
They
have
can't
been.
see you.
Oh, sorry. We appreciate y'all, and we appreciate all of the ones who have been subscribing, liking, commenting to this channel, and for the ones that do jump over and subscribe to our vlog channel, we hope you enjoy it. And for the people commenting and everything, it means a lot.
Yeah, I need to know what do we like, what do we dislike over there, okay?
Yeah.
My ADHD one day wants to have this style of vlog, and then the next day it's like, nah, let's start from scratch and do it this way. But I've just been trying to be consistently giving the same
Energy.
Yeah, which is minimal, doing a lot of like, I don't know. I've been trying to leave a lot of stuff in there that would normally cut out.
Yeah.
Just so that whoever's watching can experience more of what we filmed versus
To feel like they're a part of it.
Versus I used to do a little bit more. I throw in a couple like quick montages in there for the sake of saving time and attention spans. So I need to know, should I go back to doing that? Because I'm fine doing that. It's easier and gets to the point more.
No.
Or wait, you're not a viewer though. You got to be the.
I know, but I don't think we should. I think we should stick to how.
Or should we stick to having a little bit longer, and you get longer takes and things like that, and you get to really feel
like you're there.
My frustrations with Brian.
Yeah, this is episode 309. Okay, so this came out like 7 days ago, but it's about how Spain blocked about 66,000 Airbnb listings amid over-tourism backlash. Because we've been hearing for already a few years now how in Barcelona they've been like, I don't think they're as mad at the tourists as they are at the government and allowing the Airbnbs, because I think what happens is the Airbnb owners, they have homes and they have apartments that they will not rent out to locals because they know they'll make more profit on Airbnb. So then it causes a housing issue with the locals. You know what I mean? So yeah. I do get there should be regulation from the government to be like, hey, like, you need to have, if you're going to be a landlord, you need to have stuff for the locals first, and then you can get additional things. But like, you need to have some like for locals, because, and they need to be affordable. Locals. Yeah. For locals.
Never mind. What was I going to say? I've only heard little bits and pieces. I don't know the actual logistics of this, so hopefully they will explain it.
From Japan to Greece, Iceland to Italy, country after country is coming down hard on Airbnb. This is a popular platform for short-term holiday rentals. Over the past few months, it has either been banned in some places or heavily regulated in others. Now, Spain has joined this club. Spain has blocked about 66,000 Airbnb rentals across the country. But why is this happening? Our next report tells you.
Canaries have a limit. This is what the banner read as locals took to the streets. This week, thousands of people protested against over-tourism in Spain's Canary Islands.
We need to return to the not one more bed policy. We cannot continue building tourist establishments. We must seek to reduce the number of tourists who come here. As my sign says, we need to decrease. The limits have been exceeded, and we must responsibly decrease so that our lives are, at least, as comfortable and enjoyable as those of the tourists.
Yeah. I mean, I agree that's how it should be anywhere. I know it's hard because especially when places their economy relies on tourism, so I get it. Yeah. But I feel like there is a way to balance out that the locals feel happy too with their situation as well.
Yeah. I mean, any place, the charm kind of goes away if there's too many tourists anyway.
It does.
So it should,
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than 1 million foreign tourists visit the Canary Islands each month.
Each month? Damn.
If this doesn't sound like much, know that the local population is just about 2 million.
Wow.
Mass tourism
That's
has
so about 50% of the people there every month are tourists.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
led to traffic congestion, overburdened services, and fueled soaring housing costs, which have been driven up by holiday rentals like the ones on platforms like Airbnb. Locals say they are being priced out of their cities because landlords favor more lucrative short-term tourist lets. And this problem isn't limited to the Canaries, it's happening across Spain, especially in popular tourist hubs like Madrid and Barcelona.
Yeah, I bet.
Which is why in recent months the European country has witnessed several protests. Spaniards have been urging authorities to limit the number of visitors as they grapple with a housing affordability crisis. And this has spurred government action. Spain has launched a major clampdown on Airbnb properties. It has ordered to block about 66,000 holiday listings on its platform. This is mostly over violations of rules, like problems with license numbers or the lack of specifications about ownership. While this is a countrywide campaign, Barcelona has already taken aggressive measures. It plans to eliminate 10,000 short-term rental properties by 2028. The goal behind this is to prioritize housing for permanent residents. And Spain is not alone.
You should do that. It shouldn't have got to the point where you're favoring tourists over locals, like for living wise. But I know that happens everywhere. That has a lot of tourism, which sucks.
Yeah, I agree. My thing is, we have the same. I wouldn't consider it a tourist issue, but as far as Airbnb out here, it kind of takes away from other people being able to have home. But then you can argue it's like, okay, well, the banks can buy those homes and blah blah blah. That's a whole nother issue in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know they should definitely limit the amount of people that are allowed to own Airbnbs. Not own them, but like own property that they're renting out year round.
Yeah.
And they should make sure it's only locals able to do this and not like people from overseas buying these properties too, because I know that that can be an issue.
That probably does happen. Yeah.
In recent months, from France and Italy to the Czech Republic and Greece, country after country has declared war on Airbnbs and other short-term rentals. In some places, the rentals are being heavily regulated. In others, they are completely banned. So things aren't looking good for Airbnb. Probably why it's now offering private chefs, personal trainers, massages, and desperately looking for an image.
They've been adding like experiences.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
It's almost like not even Groupon, because Groupon is technically like a deal.
Yeah.
But they are trying to offer more on their website now.
But the concerns with over-tourism are not limited to housing, which is why neither are the regulations. For instance, in Greece, some places are charging cruise passengers additional tax. In ports from Ibiza in Spain to Juneau in Alaska, the number of cruise ships are now restricted. In parts of Belgium and the Netherlands, new hotel construction is now banned. From Japan to Italy, many places have even limited the number of tourists. But will these stop?
Yeah, I saw in Japan it's like 2026. They're doing like a tourist tax, right?
Something like that, yeah.
A lot of tourists. International arrivals globally are expected to grow 12.4% in 2025. So over-tourism is likely to spread and just as likely to keep choking cities. At this point, governments scrambling to find solutions alone will not help. The antidote to over-tourism is perhaps the tourists themselves, with more willingness to travel responsibly.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we kind of need to do away with platforms like Airbnb. Like if people go back towards hotels if they're tourists, I feel like that helps a lot because locals aren't staying in hotels. So it's like that opens up so much housing for locals everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do think it's on the government at this point. Like, tourism is never going to stop, point
No,
blank, period.
it's
So
not.
you can limit it as much as possible, but if you are going to favor Airbnbs over your own people, like when it comes to housing, and you're going to increase housing to compete with that, that just shows how much you don't care about your own community.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hotels need to work with the governments to make it. If the problem is it's the affordability of hotels, because it's more affordable to do Airbnbs, that's the whole point, right? Is why people jump towards Airbnb.
Or they just like the privacy aspect, or some people just they like going to their own like
Little home.
little home when they're
Yeah, I
overseas.
mean, it's
I
tough.
know a lot of people who use Airbnb. I would never personally use it for out of the country, just because a lot could go wrong, and I hear horror stories just here alone. I wouldn't even imagine if I was overseas.
Well, yeah, apparently, did you hear about that woman who got killed in Japan at the Airbnb?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I don't know the details, but I think she got like
Someone like followed her, yeah.
Yeah. Scary. I think protesting is good and stuff, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, it shows that people are fed up with it, and the more and more people show up, that means that we have the government is like, we have to do something about it.
Right. If it wasn't causing like housing and prices to go up, I don't think it would be that huge of an issue. But it is clearly. So yeah, they need to, like, what's the solution, to that? Like what benefit are they gonna get the government out of causing, not supporting their own people? Like what good's gonna come out of that? These are the people who are keeping your country stable while tourists are coming in. So if they're not willing to go about their everyday life, you're not gonna have anything for people to come and enjoy.
Yeah, and then people are gonna be.
And if they're not
over
happy, people aren't gonna want to come and visit and contribute.
Yeah, I mean, it is up to the government, and I think the government needs to work with the hotels there and say we need to fix the problems that people moved away from hotels in the first place. But all right, we hope you guys enjoyed, and that leave your comments and opinions below, and like and subscribe, please, and we'll see you in the next one.